Hi everybody, I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And I'm Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture, and we are here to bring you all of today's wrestling news, including an update for AEW's Revolution card after last night's Dynamite.
Lance Archer has signed with AEW.
NXT to perform live from the Performance Center next week. Perform.
And we've got 3 new matches for WWE Super ShowDown.
This is the news.
Anyway, we are going to kick things off by talking about, well, I guess it's a dream match, right? I mean, it's era versus era. Trish Stratus, she was on her social media last night doing a weird little tease. She posted a brief video to her Twitter account celebrating 20 years of Stratusfaction. She debuted on Sunday Night Heat back on the 19th of March 2000, so on the 19th of March this year, 20 years. Mathematics, get your abacus out. Now, this little clip didn't feature any clips, didn't feature any photos from her WWE run, apart from one towards the end. One photo of her famous confrontation with Sasha Banks in the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble. It was a great moment, and we were all hoping for a match to come out of that. It didn't, and Trish ended up retiring after SummerSlam 2019, where she lost to Charlotte Flair. But, obviously, it's a curious choice of image, and it's got a lot of people talking about the prospect of seeing these two women maybe have a match. And WrestleMania 36 has obviously been brought up because Dave Meltzer has reported that Sasha Banks is booked for the show, but she doesn't currently have an obvious match been set up on TV yet. So it's a really interesting one to think about. Now, obviously, Trish is retired.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean a damn thing in pro wrestling, does it? Right? I mean, Terry Funk's been retired about 20τι. I just compared Terry Funk to Trish Stratus. Nobody's ever done that.
All of the teas.
There you go. They've got similar names. What do you reckon of this, Adam Nicholas? Is this a match you want to see?
This is a match I'd love to see. I think the big thing for me was Trish Stratus when she had the match with Charlotte Flair, which was great, by the way, at SummerSlam. It felt like, oh, you can still do this, but you're retiring. It felt like a bit of a disappointment. I realised that would probably, that's not true. There's been much shorter retirements, but it's got to be one of the shortest retirements if she says, I'm going to retire at SummerSlam, and then immediately comes back at WrestleMania. They really don't mean anything these days. Even if you've got a broken neck, apparently, you can come back. Thank God Edge returns. But yes, I'd love to see this match, and to be honest, it would give Sasha Banks something high profile, and I feel like she needs something high profile because she is high profile.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's the boss.
She's the
goddamn
boss.
boss.
She is the goddamn
I
boss.
think this would be sick.
Yes, I think so too. Speaking of great wrestling shows to come, we've got AEW Revolution just around the corner, and last night's episode of Dynamite booked us a few brand new matches to go onto that card along with everything else. First up, the one I am the most excited about in all of this is that, obviously last night, Pac had a 30-man Iron Man match with Kenny Omega. Spoiler alert, ding, there you go. Kenny Omega got the win, 2-1 after sudden death. Pac was left on the top talking to Tony Schiavone, and as it happens, was interrupted by Orange Cassidy, who he will now be having a match with after beating him up on the ramp. Oh my God, I didn't even know I wanted this match this much. It's going to be amazing. That was the first match. We'll get to that in a second. And on top of that, we also got confirmation that SoCal and Censored will be going up against the Dark Order, which adds to the card. I will just give you a quick rundown before we get into it. We've got Chris Jericho and John Moxley for the AEW Championship, of course. Cody versus MJF. The AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander, and of course the other two matches, Andy Murray. Just talk to me about Pac and Orange Cassidy for a minute, please.
This is the most ridiculous match I've ever heard of, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. It's perfect clash characters. It's going to be Pac torturing everyone's favourite slow motion jokester for like 15 minutes. Orange Cassidy's going to do some of his cool flippy dippy doo-dah stuff with his hands in his It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and I really love Chuck Taylor.
I was just about to say, most importantly, this is the key you need to know.
Chuck Taylor, in the segment where Tony Schiavone made this official, was something along the lines of, Pac, you think we're a joke? Well, this time the joke's on you, because this time he's going to try. Great stuff. You love to see it. Made me laugh out loud in my flat at like 5:30 in the morning while I was watching this. Woke the missus up. Sorry, Rebecca. But yeah, good stuff. It's a fun little match. It's gonna be a hoot. And you know, Dark Order versus SCU. Say what you will about the Dark Order, but this has been well built. They've been trying to recruit Christopher Daniels, who they said they're gonna make obsolete in the pay-per-view, because they want you to think Matt Hardy's the Exalted One. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Either way.
Going to your head, just quickly, are we going to find out who the Exalted One is at Revolution?
next week on Dynamite.
There you
That's
go.
my call.
You heard it here first.
That's my call, baby. Anyway, speaking of next week on Dynamite, do you want to know who's debuting for AEW next week on Dynamite?
I do, because I know who it is and I'm excited about it.
Lance Archer.
Yes.
Probably, I don't know, like a top 3 working big man in wrestling today. I can think of only Keith Lee, one other one as well, maybe.
There's quite a few good big men out there.
But yeah, Lance Archer is tremendous. He's signed with AEW. This was announced yesterday. They did the whole Lance Archer is all elite gimmick on Twitter.
Yep.
And then they had a full press release. They've got a comment here from Lance himself who says, I've been in the business for almost half my life, but with AEW, I'm setting my sights on the best chapter of my career so far. This company champions the creative, competitive, and electrifying environment that I've been waiting for my whole career. No matter where I go, no matter who steps in front of me, I'm the one you should be afraid of in AEW. We've also got some words from the Sugar Man, Tony Khan.
Sugar Man who can.
Who said, Lance Archer is explosive, dynamic, and unpredictable, making him perfect for AEW. He's made his mark in every corner of the world. He's brutal, colourful, and will be a factor the minute he steps into the ring, which will be next week. Lance Archer coming off a breakout year in New Japan, excellent G1 Climax run. He was IWGP United States Champion, lost that to Jon Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom this year. He is peaking right now. He is an incredible pro wrestler. He's a very scary man as well. I'm hyped. I can't wait.
I am so glad that he went to AEW and not WWE because he is such a better fit for that company. Yeah. They're going to let him be Lance Archer, the guy who's built up his own head of steam since he's been out there tearing it up after... I mean, the stuff in New Japan alone is worth it. Like, if you haven't watched any of it, specifically the Moxley and Archer match for me, I know there was a couple of great ones in the G1 as well, but just, I was immediately sold. Like, yep, that guy, massive, really good at what he does though, that's the difference. And I think if you put him in WWE, I can't even imagine what kind of gimmick they might have tried to lumber him with. I'm all for this. Lance Archer is awesome. Don't be a Tony Khan, be a Tony Khan.
Hey, I like
God, I love that. You can have that one for free. But let's go from AEW across to NXT. Now, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yesterday, we reported, courtesy of our good friend Kyle on Twitter, you know the guy, the Everton fan guy from NXT, that perhaps an episode of NXT would be getting filmed from Universal Studios in Orlando, the old where TNA used to put their shows on. Well, apparently that is not the case. Our sources were incorrect on this particular occasion, but we have had confirmation that the March 11th edition of NXT will be living. We'll be living, pal.
Living and arriving.
We'll be living. We'll be airing, should I say, live from the WWE Performance Center. Now, obviously, usually it would happen in Full Sail, but as it happens, Full Sail are preparing for their annual Hall of Fame week. So essentially, they need everything at Full Sail at their disposal so they can prepare for all of that, which seems fair enough. I assume that they've just run tape stuff over the time, so it would never be in a clash in the past, obviously why we're seeing this now. I'm excited about this because for those who maybe don't know, the Performance Center was indeed where they held the Halftime Heat episode that went on, and it was absolutely electric, even for such a, it's not a small thing by any stretch, but the atmosphere in there, because of the way the bleachers are and the way the rings are, it's going to be electric. Really excited about this, and they're calling this a fan appreciation night, and I believe they gave out free tickets for it as well. Awesome stuff, right?
Yeah, this is cool. I'm a huge fan of wrestling shows that just look a bit different, and this is going to look a bit different. It'll be a cool atmosphere. Well, the Halftime Heat one was really cool because you saw all these wrestlers in the crowd, like Oney Lorcan marking out and stuff.
In like a jersey and stuff. It's really good.
Like maybe we'll see guys like sit with the fans if it's fan appreciation night and so forth, but it's like anything that looks and feels a little bit different, and this certainly does that. There's also a cool thing about, you know, NXT holding a show in their state-of-the-art training center, well, back when it was a proper developmental territory and all that stuff. That's nice. It's a nice little touch. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Nice and fitting way to celebrate the 10 years as well, I guess.
Exactly, baby.
Late, but there you go.
Speaking of things I'm weirdly looking forward to, because Goldberg's on it. Super ShowDown tonight, Saudi Arabia, lots of stuff going on. We got 3 new matches added yesterday. Not a whole lot to break down here, but the new matches are the Viking Raiders versus Gallows and Anderson. That's on the kickoff show, presumably for that best tag team in the world trophy. It's not actually for that, but you know. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo are going one-on-one. They've got great in-ring chemistry, so that'll be good. And for probably the most notable match here, however, is Mansoor versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yes,
Mansoor is always going to be on these shows. He's kind of booked as something of a homecoming hero. And to be fair to him, he's one of the most over things on the whole show whenever he appears in his native Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, good for him. He's getting another big spot against another proven, experienced worker. Last time it was Cesaro, now it's Dolph Ziggler. They're going to have a good little match. He's going to get a monster pop. He's going to go over. He's going to celebrate with his countrymen. Yeah, cool. I'm into this.
I tell you what, I love the fact. Now I know there's a lot of negativity around these shows, but the one thing I do enjoy is just having a guy who's from the place, Mansoor, and they just let him have the matches where he's spotlighted and he obviously wins, and it's great. Like those organic pops, like Buddy Murphy getting the win in Australia. You can't replace them. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Those are so electric. That may be one of the bright spots, although I have to say, I am very looking forward to Angel Garza versus Humberto Carrillo, because if that gets enough time, the two cousins will absolutely tear the house down. Not as much as Bill Goldberg's going to when he takes Bray Wyatt's title.
In 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
2 seconds is less time than you can count to 3 in, but never mind.
No, a technical knockout from the spear. That's it.
Straight away.
Just done.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, his mask's fallen off.
But what if he brings his monster truck?
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Oh, God. No. Not this
Twitter-
again.
Twitter
Not this
questions.
again. Come on then.
First one comes from Matt McDonald, who asks, I want to know who you would like to see win the ladder match, take over Tampa Bay to become the #1 contender to the NXT Women's title. His top picks are Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, and Mercedes Martinez.
Interesting. I'm a big fan of Dakota Kai. I feel like she deserves more of a spotlight. It's slightly been derailed for me personally, what's happening with her at the minute, but hopefully they make that right. Me and Mega Hamlet were just talking about this. I know in terms of a babyface who could be electric and get a chance to actually really go at it, maybe Candice LeRae. Like, I don't see why that wouldn't be worth a time to spotlight her. It would free it up a little bit for other people to do other stuff. But I am quite keen to see Dakota Kai get a chance to shine at the top. What about you?
Yeah, I think Io Shirai for me. Like, if she's fit and healthy,
Of course,
and good to go.
well, I kind of ruled her out with
Caveat,
the injury. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yes,
but if she's good to go, like, I love her. She's like one of the best wrestlers in the world, regardless of anything. She's tremendous. I would love to see her and Ripley go one-on-one. If she can't do it, Dakota Kai would be really cool, right?
Yep.
Really awesome. Next question comes from Honest Bloomberg supporter. I don't know what that means, but it's got a TM on it.
Good.
Who asks, with the Fiend changing everyone he faces into an older version of themselves, do you think
Jesus Christ.
do you think they'll do that with Goldberg? And if so, how?
What, they're going to dye his goatee? They're actually going to commit to this, like when they photoshopped it black, it's actually just going to come out black. I don't know if I don't think so, to be honest. Well, he would if he was going to beat him, but he's not going to, because Bill's going to spear him into oblivion and take the belt home. Bill's going to be wearing that big blue belt wherever he wants to. Oh God, that's such a. Well, what would you have him do for Goldberg?
Well,
put him in, give him hair, and put him in an NFL outfit, and just send him down.
Well, I was just about to say that actually. The Fiend changes you in bad ways, right? So what's the worst thing you can do to Goldberg? Give that man hair.
Yeah.
Goldberg's gonna come out on SmackDown with a mullet 6 days later or whatever. 1 day later, it's the next goddamn day.
Goddamn day.
It'll be amazing.
Oh,
I can't wait.
They're not getting out of there in 1 day. Get ready for that great episode of Monday Night Raw where NXT does it again, because that is happening.
And these shows aren't snake bitten.
Nope.
Anyway, we've got our final question here is from Hunter Culver, who asks, do you think that Jon Moxley is going to take the title from Jericho on Saturday?
Genuinely thought you were going to say it was from Hunter Hearst Helmsley there. I would honestly like to see it. Jon Moxley for me has been red hot, and we were just admiring how good the booking for most of the feuds and stuff have been before this card, but that is one I think it'd be such a great payoff to see Moxley win the belt. There's probably other contenders as well, but for me, yes, please. What about you?
I'm actually on the opposite side.
Yeah.
I think for me, Jericho at the moment is the star. He's the guy making stars. He's the guy probably most people are paying to see. I think it makes sense until he's no longer that, until it happens organically.
Yes.
For me, I would like to see Jericho come away with the belt, but honestly, I think it's a coin flip.
I would actually, you know what it is, now that you've said that, I would also probably back that up with if Jericho is the heel to chase, because I'm wondering now what would he do if he wasn't the champ, and I don't know if he kind of fits that role.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change my answer, but I also see what you're saying.
If he wasn't Le Champion, would he be Le Challenger?
Because you don't want Moxley to be putting other people over. You want Jericho to be putting them over, because Mox is the one on the right. So maybe he's right. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Hey, look at that compromise.
Hey,
what are you going to do?
That's how you debate with good faith.
Hey.
Take that, the internet. Our rant finally today is actually a response to, I wrote up our news story about Lance Archer signing for AEW this morning, right? And when we do that, a tweet automatically goes out, and it's got the thumbnail we used here. So, you see this. Lance Archer here, looking scary, wearing his red and black. He's got some spikes. He's looking metal. He's going, Garr!
You convinced me with that accent as well.
Everybody dies. We got a simple reply here, but it popped my tits so far off. They're currently floating the river outside that window.
There they are. There you got some nice tits.
Here's Angus Kevill. Is that the guy from the Ascension? Quality. Didn't even use a question mark.
That's really good.
You love to see
it.
it.
Why have you said that? I'm never gonna not be able to see that now.
Connor Archer.
Oh my god, it does as well. And the worst part is it could probably be either of them. That's even worse, couldn't it? It'd probably be either of them, Connor or Victor, on the wrong day. Oh god!
It looks like a healthy Connor.
Oh god! Like they've morphed together into a good wrestler.
I'm sorry,
God.
Lance, if you're watching this.
Yes,
You're probably not.
Please don't harm us, Lance.
I love Lance Archer, man.
Really good.
But yeah, really.
I hope no one else remembers that because he's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to wrap things up today. Thank you so much for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Hashtag this is a news. Send us your Twitter questions. Maybe we'll be back in the afternoon. Maybe we won't. Who the hell knows? Find Adam Nicholas on Twitter at...
It's Adam Nicholas. You can find Andy Murray on Twitter at...
You can find me on Twitter at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hangman.
Hey, we've been sitting looking at that cup for the last 5 to 10 minutes there. That's obviously more than 10 minutes. Look at it, paid off and everything.
Yeah.
Hey? And you say we don't try.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
Call us Orange Cassidy at Revolution, because we're going to try.
Hey, there we go, baby. Call me Pat, 'cause I'm a bastard.